So our quarterback, Tua, benched. Number 3 quarterback, not even now number 2. Is Tua playing scared with the offensive line he had to start this season? I'm pretty sure any quarterback would be scared. Hip injuries and other injuries building up, quite possible. Arm strength declining. Never did have a great arm, just an accurate and well-timed quarterback. But, as I have said, Tua is the best quarterback that we probably have had since Dan Marino, if you want to include the coughing person in the background, but they don't play quarterback. Nonetheless, never should have been given an extension. Greer, I think, was probably fired for this move alone, right? Where would the Dolphins be if Tua was forced to play on his 5th-year option? Damn good position, right? Time to see what we have in Ewers. I think Tua may be a very expensive bench warmer for like Cousins in 2026. Matters little. You just need to draft right and take your medicine. That way you don't get sick in the wintertime. And continue and improve on just, having a good all-around team. Good defense, a good running game can take you plenty far. But you have to be able to throw the ball and stay awake when you're in your pocket. That way you don't get hit when needed. Is that Tua anymore? Maybe on the right given day. But, improving the overall team means that position as well. And I think people are trying to, rationalize maybe Tua's subpar year by blaming it on injury. Let's also remember that here's another thing to factor in. We started the season trying to run the 22-23 offense without the support of guys like the running game, which we had, and we're still trying to get the same results. It's a different running game in 2024 that we had as compared to what we have now. Then Hill goes down, and we're left with one reliable wide receiver in Waddle, who could beat man-to-man coverage. O-line is still bad, and Tua has little to no confidence in any wide receiver not named Waddle, leading Tua to have to hold on to the ball longer and taking more sacks. On pace, by the way, to have the most sacks in the season. 29's career high. Compound that with him trying to stay healthy all year, and it's going to have an adverse effect, to his play style. This had forced McDaniel to establish a run-heavy offense 5 weeks too late. Another big factor is Tua's lack of chemistry and timing with most of his receivers not named Waddle and their inexperience in this offense. Washington is in his 2nd year. Waller's missed, more games than he's played in. NWI's first year with team, and he gets no targets, no explanation. And Wilson knows the offense, but rarely is able to beat coverage. This leads to receivers not running the right routes, not knowing where to line up pre-snap, and more things Tua has to deal with pre-snap before he even gets a chance to see what the defense is doing. But you can't say Tua hasn't tried fixing these problems. He called out coaches, players publicly, got hammered for doing so. So, in his most recent press conferences too, when listening into Miami and the Facebook comments and posts about it, he explained he's taking extra reps with his receivers and trying to get them all on the same page. And this offense won't work unless that happens. But look, a little bit too late. A little bit too late. You gotta see what you have. You can't just expect it to get better when it clearly just has not been getting better last, year or so. Tough. We're still in constant limbo. That's what problem a lot of NFL teams have is trying to find that franchise quarterback.